All right, everybody, good morning. Welcome in. Welcome in. This week in the Ascension group on Wednesday, I am going to be sharing with you how to find your soulmate in your birth chart. All right, if you want to jump on the Ascension group, there's a link in description box below. We meet every Wednesday. Pathfinders back on the schedule this week. Yay! All right, so in Pathfinders, I do a reading for everybody, and then I answer any questions you might have about your soulmate connection, your twin flame connection, your astrology, whatever you want to talk about. We have a great time in that group. It's a terrific group of people. If you are really looking for community, that is the place to go. Pathfinders is awesome. All right, let's see what's going on for you. What's going on for you? First light. All right, first light, my darlings. Reaching your destination. Your light is shining brightly. Notice the theme here. Crossing bridges. It's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. So some of you have to just get going. All right, get moving, get motivated, get interested, get psyched up again. All right, this is a beginning of a new cycle. Some of you have been through some difficult stuff. I have noticed, because I do your readings every day. Some of you have been through some really tough stuff recently. And, but the time for healing is coming. I almost feel like some of you are taking the chance this time. You are going to be, taking the off ramp or getting on the on ramp or something like that. There's some kind of like journey here that has been not happening recently. I just feel like there's been a lot of circling or cycling around in lessons, like, oh, I don't want that lesson again. Why do I have to have this lesson over and over again? So the Page of Wands, this is like getting psyched, right? The World, we're completing those old lessons. Ace of Cups, wow, love is coming in. Have you noticed that recently the morning readings have been more about love? I mean, here we are. The King of Pentacles, somebody who's having a rough time. I don't know why this is so resonant to me right now, but the Nine of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. I did see the Three of Swords. So all right. Come on now, Mary Jo. I can't stop. Okay. So there's definitely an offloading of old lessons. It's like, I'm psyched. I'm moving in the new direction. Now the partner comes back, or the partner comes in, the correct partner. I feel like you do have, this is a soulmate twin flame. I posted a twin flame reading. I'll put a little link here. I posted a twin flame reading yesterday about the journey, which was definitely that the masculine acting more as a feminine, maybe getting fired, maybe having some trouble with money. They need some help. Okay, so that story may not show up in this reading, but let's see. It keeps showing up. I keep seeing it, okay? Knight of Cups, Tower. Okay, here it is again. The Sun. Seven of Wands, Temperance card, Leo energy. Venus is moving into Leo as I do this reading. Okay, so June 5th and 6th, Leo is moving into Venus. There's a sense of like, I hope this is the right thing that I'm helping them, or I hope this is the right thing to do. All right. Seven of Pentacles, the Fool, brand new beginning. Six of Pentacles. You're definitely helping this person. Okay. The Tower is showing up. There's a big change happening. I feel like you've already, Death, Five of Wands, Star. There's the healing energy and the Magician. This has been coming for a long time. You or your person. Somebody may be behaving in kind of a passive aggressive way, causing a tower, like holding on to an old expression of themselves. And, frankly, you may be holding on to an old expression of yourself too, right? If this is a twin energy reading, which it may be, it definitely feels like there's something much better, much greater on the agenda moving forward. But there's such a resistance to letting go of an old way of doing things or being. What's the price of happiness here? Letting go of something that's not working? Do you think you might be able to do that? Because I feel like that's I feel like that's what's being asked of you. This Tower, Ten of Cups, clears the way for that. Devil energy, clearing that out. Knight of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles, clearing a way for a new beginning. No more in and out energy. Let's move toward our happiness and joy. Why is it so hard? Why is it so hard to choose happiness? I feel like it's because of other people. Five of Wands. If it were just you and me, we're all set. Like, yeah, that's happiness. But there's other people involved here. It isn't just you and me. And so I'm, kind of faltering on this decision. I'm kind of not really doing it. I feel like it's possible that in the past, one of you has extended romance or wanted a future and the other person resisted it. Okay, this has been happening for a long time. We've had many. How many manys, you nincompoop? I'm channeling that movie, Churchill. Many. I feel like this was resisted. Okay. And it's possible that you made some demands, or you asked for something that the other person couldn't give at the time or something like that. But the reason they couldn't give it is because they were afraid of how other people would see it. Okay. There's also that. I also feel like there is something, it's possible that one of you resisted the connection because you knew this was commitment. And so if that's the lesson you're learning for yourself, then this lesson is coming back around again, because this person's job in this lifetime, left ear, thank you very much, is to teach you about doing soulmate relationships correctly. That's this person's job. So there's love here. That's not the issue. Okay, that is definitely not the issue. The Five of Pentacles, please clarify the Five of Pentacles. Six of Wands, King of Swords, Page of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. Wow. Okay, so it's possible that some of you have behaved in kind of a strident way. Some of you could be, going toe-to-toe with your boss or something like that and making some demands and then not getting it and walking. That's where that Five of Pentacles is. Some of you can be, saying, this is what I want. And then it ends in like, okay, well then we're laying you off, or something like that. Like you're asking to be let out of this situation, and then you're shocked when you're let out of the situation. But here's the thing. You can't get there from here. You can't get to King of Pentacles by doing what you've always done. Nine of Wands, Five of Pentacles, and being a good doobie or being a good team player or something like that. You have to be the leader. You have to be in leadership in order to get what you want. And that's one of the lessons here is I can't fade back into the background. Okay, I have a good example of this. There's a lot of folks, you guys know I teach a tarot class, and I'm also teaching a tarot certification class. And one of the things that I have noticed is this reticence to put oneself out there as reading tarot. But you want to read tarot and have this YouTube experience and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, yeah, the hill I used to die on is I want you to show your personality in your face, because that's how people connect. And there's been a lot of like resistance to that. No. Well, what if I just show my hand? Fine, but do it. But let's do it. And then there's like, oh, I can't put myself out there. There's that feeling. I'm just using my own experience. The tarot certification group is amazing, and all y'all are doing great work. I'm just saying, I'm choosing to share a situation in which what you're doing isn't really aligned with what you want to do. So it's sort of like you've got to You've got to make the decision that you can't do what you've always done and get the thing you want. You have to put yourself out there. You have to make some kind of presence known. And I've long since dialed back on the fact that you have to show your face, because I was on TV, or I worked in TV, and I just believe in that. But you have your own journey, okay? Everybody's got their own journey. So I'm no longer dying on that hill, right? I'm no longer saying it has to look a certain way, because this is my journey. It may not be your journey, right? Like yours has to look like you for 100%. Yours has to look like you. And I just feel like that's the lesson some of you are learning, or some of your soulmates are learning right now, that they have to step up and be themselves, or they can't get to this next level. And then we got regrets, right? Then we got a lot of regrets, because if I don't step up into my spiritual journey, into the path I'm here to create, maybe I'm here to step into being a healer, I'm here to step into being a manifester, I'm here to do that, but I'm worried about what the next door neighbors think. That seems like weak tea to me, because I want you just for a second to imagine that this is your last day on earth. And 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you had an opportunity to really step into who you are and what you wanted. And you didn't do it. And so for that last 20 years, it's been pretty tough, because it's not really you. You're living your life as somebody else. If you're not, I got to be me. What other choice do you have? You're living life as somebody else. So what if you chose to be who you are? And what if you knew that what other people think is just a low vibration kind of block? What if those people aren't even really, no one pays attention? No one really cares, right? Everybody's got their own stuff to deal with. They do. Even your mom, even your cousin, even that awful person who's always kind of bagging on you. They've got their own stuff. And like, if you're moving into yourself, then you're really transcending into the next level, right? And then there's new stuff that you're going to have to deal with. But let's just get to the new stuff first. Let's plant the seed for the new stuff instead of worrying so much about how other people feel, or am I going to be able to be financially stable? I feel like that's one of the things that people are worried about. Three of Wands, Two of Swords, Strength, and the Eight of Swords. I feel like some of you guys believe that a corporate job is the safest thing. Really? Come on, Pathfinders, we'll talk about it. Okay? Because I'm here to tell you, as someone who has been the victim of layoff after layoff after layoff, I don't think there's much of a chance that it's safe. And when it might have been, it was a long time ago. Things have changed. And yes, is there risk here? Yeah. Scorpio, risk is required. Risk is required, right? Scorpio and Taurus are partners. We have the North Node moving from Taurus into Aries this summer. So we got about 6 weeks here. And Scorpio is that South Node energy. Taurus is the North Node energy. They work hand in hand. This isn't about blowing off Scorpio. This is about Scorpio and Taurus working together. If I want security, got to take risks. Those two things, holding those two things in your head at the same time, could make your head explode. Until you realize that those people who are really successful, look at the people that you admire. They all had to take risks to get where they are. Even if it's just putting yourself out there, even if it's just showing up in a different way, even if it's just aligning with your spirit. and then letting stuff fall away. Those are all risks. But what's the alternative? Tower. It looks safe, it looks safe, it looks safe, it looks safe. Boom! And then what? Then you're forced into risk. And when you're forced into risk, that's when things can get messy and things can get a little bit. So Taurus is kind of mitigating this by saying, let's take conscious risk. Let's take action based on what we are embracing for our future. Let's take a risk that is a calculated risk. Let's think about, okay, if this happens, then that. If this happens, then that. If this happens, then that. Some of you are really good at this, because I know when I was a kid, one of the things that my experience taught me was, if this, then that. And, you know, sometimes you're hypervigilant, and that really is a coping mechanism for dealing with a situation that was out of your control 100%. You never knew what was going to happen next. You were always kind of like, okay, if this happens, that happens. If this happens, that happens. If this happens, that happens. Think about, okay, if you haven't seen The Breakfast Club, I'm going to tell you to see The Breakfast Club. And there's a character in The Breakfast Club who's the basket case, right? Ali Sheedy. And she's got a purse full of stuff. She's like, in case I have to jam. She's living in a life where she doesn't know from one day to the next if she'll be safe. And this word safe, all right, if you were raised in an environment that wasn't safe, then you're pretty good at this. You're pretty good at reading the room. And even to the extent that you always have a plan B, even if it seems safe, right? But people who are really wanting safety at all costs, they dismiss this. They dismiss the red flags. They dismiss any kind of thing until it goes boom. So all we're saying here is read the room. Because there is a love relationship that is destined and fated. And if there's a resistance to it, or if there is a sense of like, it will be too hard to get over there. Well, maybe it is hard to get over there, but it will be worth it. It will be worth it. All right. So I'm going to continue with this reading. I'll talk more about how this is going to play out in the extension. Link is below. If you're part of Pathfinders, let's just keep going. All right. I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.